Again, my name is Fanny Barrientos, and I'll be your presenter today on SEO 101. Okay, so today's agenda, we'll be going over why SEO is important, and I'll give you a brief overview of what search engine optimization is and its components and how it's broken down. And for today's presentation, because there are two components to search engine optimization, I'm going to be going over the first part, which is called on-site search engine optimization and what optimizations need to be done in order to improve your rankings from that perspective. Okay, so let's go over why SEO is important. So, needless to say, there are a lot of websites out there, and meaning there are a lot of there's a lot of competition to appear in search results. In fact, there are over 500 websites created each minute, so you have to compete with anything that is related to your website's topic. And over 75% of clicks are from organic listings, which is what search engine optimization influences. 85% of searchers hardly go past the first page of results, meaning that if they don't find what they're looking for on the first page, they'll likely just refine what they're looking for and with a new search rather than going onto the second page. So it's important to do SEO on your website so that you can ensure to appear on the first page and get those searches over to your site. Okay. So let's go over what search engine optimization is exactly. Let's see. Okay. So search engine optimization is the process of maximizing the number of visitors to a particular website, yours, by ensuring that the website appears high in the list of organic. These are the free results in a search engine. Primarily Google. We're going to be talking about Google. Organic results include anything that's the snack pack. So when you see any sort of listings that are in the sort of map layout, that is part of organic search results, and that's an added feature that Google will add for local businesses like an accounting firm to help searchers locate where those businesses are in their geographical region. It also includes all of the listings below that appear in blue, green, and gray text. We're all familiar with these listings. It's what Google has been using for years. So these are your organic search results, and there is a myth out there that if you spend on AdWords that you will appear higher in organic search results, and the truth is that those are completely unrelated, even though they appear in the same format. Whoops. They are completely unrelated to paid advertising. So that's something to keep in mind. Okay, so let's go over what on-site SEO is. So first, let's break down what our SEO or the two components are to search engine optimization. There is on-site optimization, which are things that you do on your website directly to help improve your rankings and clicks to your site. And then there's off-site optimization. So off-site optimization refers to anything that you influence that connects to your website but is not on your website directly. So to give you an idea of what that is, that's any links that go back to your website, such as business listings. So if you add your website to Facebook, that is a link from Facebook to your own website, and that would be included in off-site SEO. Another example would be if you added your website URL to your Yelp listing. That is a link from Yelp to your website. So that is another form of off-site SEO optimization. Again, I will be covering on-site in this presentation only, but if you stick around for the next series, which you should get notifications about in your email, so keep an eye out for that. Then I will be going over off-site optimization next time. All right. Okay, so on-site optimization, the purpose of it is to include content within your site that Google thinks is relevant to search terms people are using to find your services. So what that means is basically it's reading your site, looking through your content, because Google's crawlers are a form of artificial intelligence. They completely understand what your site is about. The topics, so if you're a tax accountant, it will understand that you are specific to tax. If you are a certified public accountant, then it'll understand that you are a CPA. If you only handle bookkeeping, it'll understand that, and it'll match your website and your content to any search terms that people will use in order to find services like yours. The two places where a crawler, a Google crawler, will look to understand what your website is about is on the actual copy of your website and metadata, which is coded, it's copy that's coded into your website and is pulled out from your pages and onto search results. And I will show you an example of what that is. Okay, so with SEO, content is king. So basically, what's most important for your website is that you include relevant keywords and phrases within your website copy that touches on the topics that people are searching about, right? So if you're, we just had tax season. If people are looking for a tax organizer, that's one that's very popular right now. That may be a page that you have on your website. Maybe you provide a tax organizer for searchers, and so that is relevant to the phrases that people are searching, and therefore they're more likely to find that page on your website. What's most important in this part is that you do keyword research, and there are plenty of tools out there provided. We have some tools and blog posts about keyword research that you can find on our website, but creating or that list of keywords that is related to your content and then including those keywords within the copy is what ultimately will help get your pages ranked. So you'll want to think about words that users would type to find your pages and make sure that your site actually includes those words within it. Okay, so another place where you'll want to include those keywords are in the metadata. So the metadata is actual copy within your pages. So if you look at the actual page, you're not going to see it, but there is copy on the top of any web page in the tab, if you look on your browser, and that is called a page title. Those page titles are pulled off of the page and into search results, and they appear in search results in blue text. So the purpose of those page titles is to help Google and searchers understand what that page is about and help them understand how it relates to their search query. So in order to write a great page title, you'll want to include, again, keywords. Have the length be between 5 and 10 words or less than 70 characters. And then you'll want to have those keywords match to the actual copy on your web page. Okay, so another type of copy or metadata that will be included on your page is called a meta description. Now, a meta description is also pulled from the page and into search results in gray text. So you can think of a meta description as a preview to what that page is about. And if you include keywords within that description of the page, then it'll basically incentivize searchers to look through the copy and decide whether they want to click through to your actual website from search results. Now, this is important because a part of rankings is how often people decide to click from search results to your actual web pages. It's not a huge ranking factor, but it does, or the algorithm does take that into consideration. So writing a good description with keywords and something that's legible will incentivize more people to click through to your site. So in order to write a good meta description, again, include keywords, you'll want to keep it under 300 characters. And then you'll want to use the same keywords within the content of the page. Now, Google will, if it doesn't find the keyword that it's looking for within the description, it will pull the content from the actual page. So make sure to include as many keywords as sounds natural within the copy. So just in case there is some variation in the keywords but that are related to the same topic, it'll make sense when Google pulls from the actual web page copy and into the description or the gray text. Okay, so this is what it looks like within the page. You can see here within the orange rectangle, that is what it looks like when you actually code it into the page with the description. And then Google will actually take that code snippet, and then pull it into where you see the example in the gray text at the very top. Okay, so SEO, how long does it take to get better rankings? So SEO is one of those um, strategies that is definitely, you're in it for the long haul. It's not something that you will see improvements on overnight, because if you think of it as what it is, as organic, just like anything else, like think of it as a tree, you're not going to plant a sapling and then expect a huge oak tree overnight, right? So think of SEO the same way in terms of your marketing strategy. It may take a couple of months to see improvement because Google has to see the changes onto your website, evaluate how relevant it is, weigh them with their algorithm factors, and then place you in search results where it thinks is appropriate. So the thing to take into consideration is where you started. So even if you move from positions 89, which would be deep into the 10th, ninth or 10th page in search results, to position 11, that's the bottom of page one. So you may not see traffic immediately from that, but you have seen an improvement in rankings. And rankings are usually the first metric that you look at in order to see improvements, followed by clicks. And then that usually leads to traffic, and then that leads to people contacting you on your site. There are many factors that can impact how long it takes to see results. So depending on where you started, on how well your copy has been optimized, how well your page titles have been optimized, how the types of keywords that you're targeting, and of course, all of the offsite ranking factors that I'll be covering next time, all of those things are going to be different from one person to another. So knowing where you started is very important so that you can see the progress and track your progress throughout your strategy. Another thing that does come into play is how competitive your market is. So if there are a lot of accountants around you, obviously there's going to be more competition. And that means, everyone starts in a different place. So there may be people that have already gotten a head start and are starting at the, let's say for example, the bottom of page one. They won't have to work as hard as someone who is, say, starting at the bottom of page two. And then ultimately from SEO, you'll want to track your progress in steps, right? But the ultimate goal from SEO is to see how much you're getting back after, say, a year, how much revenue you're getting back from a year. And one way to do this is by tracking your progress through Google Search Console, which will tell you the first few metrics like rankings and impressions and clicks from search results, and then taking it through to another analytics dashboard called Google Analytics, and then measuring traffic and conversions from what we call organic traffic. And that will ultimately let you know how much revenue you're getting, because you can actually program within Google Analytics how the value of each, what we call a conversion, or every time somebody contacts you through a form, that's considered a conversion. You can assign a value to that, and that will let you know how well you're doing on your return on investment with SEO. Okay, so overall, SEO works gradually. It does take some time to get from the position that you started at, whatever that may be, and to move up to a position where you're going to start seeing traffic. Now, unfortunately, the first 5 positions on the page are really going to be the ones that get you any sort of traffic to your website. So that should be your goal, is to get somewhere within those 5 positions. Obviously, the higher on the page, the better. And then also SEO does have 2 parts. One is on-site, which I just went over briefly, and then off-site, which I will go over next time. So between the factors that are considered for on-site and off-site, that will determine where you are ranking now and the progress that you will be making down the road. In terms of on-site specifically, though, that on-site optimization means that you'll want to add keywords within copy of your website and then the actual metadata of each page so that Google can pull those keywords out and show them in search results and then lead users to the appropriate pages that match their search query and the services that they're looking for. Okay, so I know that is a lot usually with SEO. It's a lot of information to take in. So again, this recording will be available to you if you want to review anything. And if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to us. The number is on the screen, or you can visit CPA Site Solutions if you want to learn more, not just about SEO, but we have plenty of resources on website design, social media, and then pay-per-click advertising. So feel free to call out if you have any questions. You don't have to do this alone. This is very technical, and we have our teams that have been doing this for years and know exactly what to do to kickstart your strategy. Okay, so it looks like, just checking to see if there are any questions. All right, it looks like there are no questions for now, but if you do have any follow-up questions about this webinar or SEO in general, you can reach out to the number or contact us through the website and we'll be happy to help you. But for now, yep, okay. But for now, thank you so much for joining this afternoon and hope to see you next time. Be on the lookout for the part 2 of this SEO webinar series. Thank you.